Cool, cool. Yeah, so thanks, Kevin. So yeah, so this so office hours is when we ask, when we reply to any of the questions that you have, any burning questions that you have. Yeah, so any questions, let us know in the chat below, and we can certainly look at answering now or probably later if you run out of time. So, yeah, so at New Zenler, we are constantly refining the platform, addressing all the little annoyances that you have. So we do releases every week, sometimes even days in the week. We do several releases, and in the New Zealand changelog, you can see all the updates that has gone in. So this is a recent update that has gone in. So I think the first couple of changes are related to third-party applications like Zapier and other applications who are connecting via the API, who, when they try to send students into the course or the funnel, the automation email wasn't being fired. So that is a fix that has gone in. And I think a couple of other fixes were for timer. And also, you guys may or may not have noticed that when you build the course, uh, there is a little drag and drop functionality when you build the course when you create the curriculum. So that was a little bit buggy earlier, and we have addressed it now. So we have refined the drag and drop functionality, so it should be pretty smooth now when you build your course. And also there was a security related issue there where the a person with support role was able to change roles. So we have kind of addressed it. So now they cannot do that, and several other changes which probably may not make any sense to you. I think that was a quick update from the change log side. I think next week we're going to probably see something even bigger, some big news. We will update in the group next week. Over to you, Kevin.
Brilliant. And remember that a lot of the time when we go through the change log, there's lots of small things that really, if we was to sit there and list them all down for you, most of you would sit there and go, I don't understand any of this. There's lots of technical stuff that happens each week to improve the speed and the performance of what's already within the New Zenler platform. What Rakesh goes through is really the stuff that we need to know about. So the drag and drop editor works a bit better now. That's brilliant because sometimes it has been a bit buggy. So it's great to know these things are every week being improved upon. But keep a lookout on the change log. It's updated every week. So if you miss the office hours and you want to see what's been going on, if you want to see that something's been improved or changed, or what new releases have already been released, then that's the place to go and find it. So that's really, really good. So we'll move on to David's slot now. Now, David is predominantly looking after, he runs the education slot on Office Hours Live. So he'll tell you what's been going on Ask Zenler and what's been going on the YouTube channel and the tutorial site. So David, if you want to take over and let us know what you've been up to, that would be brilliant.
Yep. Hi, guys. Right. Okay. So this week on our YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/c/Zenler. You're going to see that we've got the latest office hours that have been dropped in today, as well as previously recorded ones as well. And just up today, a little while ago, I uploaded the setting up a custom domain with GoDaddy. Now, you know, I've already done one for using like cPanel, which is also like in Namecheap. So I've done one for GoDaddy. On this particular one, you actually see me buying the domain as well. So a little bit of extra little trick there, actually going in and actually buying the domain itself. So you guys never bought one before. I sort of show you how to do that in the video and show you how to set up the custom domain. Now, as well as that, for you guys that might be using your domain but want to set up a subdomain, I've also done a subdomain with GoDaddy as well. So these are the two latest ones that are up here. So jumping across to our Ask Zenler, that's tutorials.newzenler.com/Ask Zenler. I'm changing this a little bit. It's still not finished yet because I'm starting to break up the videos. Remember last week I was saying how the videos are kind of mounting up with the Ask Zenler videos. So I wanted a way of breaking it down so it's easier for you guys to find that information. So I'm going to drop a new quick link in here so you can find things, and they're all going to be under these headings, so they're relating to each bit, like page builder related stuff in here. So it's all to do with the page builder. And we got course creation related as well, so like doing certificates, changing certain things in there as far as the course is concerned. I've still got to change a few things around. And then we go down to site setup integration related as well. So that's integration side. So all stuff will be dropped in there. And then we've got marketing as well. So as I'm going through, I'm adding more. I'm trying to break it up so it's really easy for you guys to find that information. And as I said, I'm going to put quick links up the top as well. So that is it for me. We're also a little sneak preview. We're actually doing a roadmap as well. So I'm working on that with the guys to come up with a good roadmap of what you should do to follow your course right the way through, and actually what you do after as well. So we're working on a roadmap that will be released at some point. Okay, over to you, Kevin.
Brilliant. Thanks, David. And as always, it's brilliant to see every week there's new things in there, questions being answered, and they're really handy little Ask Zenlers because they don't take long, but they're really useful. If you're stuck on something, then before you come in the community or you go over to support and it's a function that you don't know how to do, go and have a quick look over there first, because the likelihood is that there may be an Ask Zenler on it. It's been asked before, and we've done a video on specifically that thing, how to do that. And as a reminder, for those of you that are new to New Zenler, that are new into the Facebook group, remember any technical support questions that you have, they go to support@zenler.com. Please email them in so we can track and work out what's going on over there. So it's really important that we do that, and we can get the support team to come back to you and assist you in the way that you specifically need. Just a couple of hellos. So hello to Talal, Sasha and Luana. Really good to see you all here. So that's brilliant. Sasha has a question. So Rakesh, I'm going to throw this one directly at you if you don't mind.
Sure.
Is there any plans for an app with Zenler?
Of course, there is plan to do that, but currently our focus is on fine tuning what we have, and so yes, there is a plan, but it's not going to be any time in the next couple of months. But this is something coming up probably after the launch, so whenever that is.
Okay. Well, if you've got people that are specifically using mobile to access Zenler, rather than going into Chrome window or the internet on their phone, one of the things that I found really helpful is if you use Chrome on your phone, you can actually create a shortcut which creates an icon on your phone. It's really easy to do, and maybe that's an Ask Zenler on there as well, how to do that. So it looks like an app, but when you click it, it opens the internet and goes directly to your Zenler school. And I've done that with a couple of clients, and it's worked phenomenally well because nobody really thinks of it any different. We know that Zenler is mobile responsive, so it looks good on mobile. It just, in the meantime, whilst the app is coming, that could be a really professional way of showcasing your school and getting people to add that in. So maybe David will talk about doing an Ask Zenler on that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, throw the questions at me. I love them.
So you heard that. So any Ask Zenlers, now's the time to pile them up. David's open and willing and ready to get them all done. It seems to be echoing. Is it just my advice? Rebecca, really good to have you here. I can't hear an echo myself. I don't know if anybody else can.
I can't either.
I'm not hearing one. So it may well be that you're a little bit too close to your speakers with your headset or something like that. I don't know. Rory, you're here too. So hi, Rory. Nicola, really good to see you. Sasha, you're very welcome, and thank you for your question. We really appreciate that. Talal has another question. And this is one that's come up a number of times. and it's one that I'm a massive lover of this stuff. Gamification in courses. Now, at the moment, we don't have anything. So what's the plans for gamification, Rakesh?
Yeah, I think that is definitely on the roadmap. So gamification and lead scoring. So depending on what they do, give them points and stuff like that. So yes, that is definitely on the plan. It's a bit too early to talk about it right now, but definitely something we will look at it later on.
Okay, brilliant. So that's on, and there is a roadmap that Rakesh shared a week or so ago that's available for you to look at, and you can see what's coming up on there.
Yeah, I'm just going to share the link for that now. Yeah.
Brilliant. Now that isn't, there's no timelines on that, but what it does let you all know is that there are things in the pipeline that, Zenler are working on. They've considered, they're working forward. We did say this summer and going into the autumn this year, our focus was very much on stabilizing the platform, the performance of what we've already got, because there was a lot of new features came out very quickly. So we wanted to make sure it was as robust as possible, and the team at Zenler have been working really hard to do that, as well as bringing out some minor tweaks and changes. But there are some things planned for the latter part of this year that I think you'll all be quite excited by when they get released. So look out for those. Remember, if you're watching this on the replay, #replay, let us know where you're watching from. That would be really great. If you're new to New Zenler, welcome. It's really great that you're here and you're watching Office Hours with us. In the Facebook group, we do have the announcement tab along the top. Please do look out for the Get Started article there, which will guide you around some of the things that you need to look at if you're a new member in here with us. And that will be the best place for you to start. We have another question come in from Luana, and Luana, as always, it's absolutely fantastic to see you here, so thank you very much for coming along. There have been a couple of questions about the Google password management and notifications from Google about compromised login credentials that were compromised on a different site, but the credentials were used on New Zenler. The most recent question was specifically about Optizent compromise. Is New Zenler using Optizent?
Not really. I think Optizent is just a site, just a school on New Zenler. I think it's just a message that Google throws from time to time if there's a password issue. I don't think it's got anything to do with New Zenler, but of course, for students, if they don't use strong passwords, they leave the door open for hackers to get in. Having said that, IP based verification and things like that is on the plan, so that if you see someone logging in from another location, we can send you an email and so on. We don't have it right now, but these are things which we can look at it later when we get a chance to look at it.
Yeah, I think when that notification comes up from Google, I think it can be quite scary. When you suddenly see this thing pop up and says your password is compromised. I think what we also have to be aware of is we have to remember just how safe our own passwords are. And as a rule of thumb, we want complex passwords wherever we go. No site will ever be 100% secure. That we know is a fact. But what we do is we make it difficult for people to work out passwords out. So rule of thumb, make your password difficult. Also, change your password frequently, and just keep a note of it somewhere, not online. And if you follow those rules, pretty much you'll be okay.
And there's one more thing you can do. You can always enable reCAPTCHA on. So this means you don't have like automated programs trying to hack into your site. So enable reCAPTCHA on your site, login form, onto your checkout form, onto your sign up form, everywhere.
Yeah. But as far as we're concerned here at Zenler, there's been no breach or anything like that. So you're pretty good. So
the other thing is a lot of people use the same password for like every site. So it often flag it up that you've used that
exactly.
Password
that is a common issue. Exactly.
But yeah, strong password. Make sure you change it. You know, use special characters. Make sure you use an uppercase, lowercase. Make sure you use some numbers in there. Try and make it at least 8 characters long for sure, if not longer. And you should be all right if you change it regularly, as Kevin mentioned.
Yeah. So hi Nicola, good to see you here. She's English but lives in France, so hope you're safe and well over there in France. Talal, how can I exclude my IP from site dashboard that it's counting my visit as well?
Yeah, I
So
think what Talal wants is like, as an instructor, I don't want my views to be counted on my dashboard.
yeah,
So he wants to exclude those his own IP from the all the analytics that is shown on the site.
yeah.
Currently, there is no feature for that, but we plan to add like list of IPs where you can add in the backend, so you can kind of exclude your own IP so that it doesn't skew your stats.
Right. So that's, you can't do it at the moment, but it's on the plan. Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant. So Nicola has a question. So change passwords frequently, 1 a year. I'd probably do it a bit more frequently than that. Maybe once every 6 months. If you want to be really vigilant, once every 3 months. That probably is a bit much, especially as lots of the time we have lots of passwords, but it would be good practice to do that. But you have to take, I suppose, accountability for your own passwords and how frequently you feel you should be changing those. But my personal view is once every 3 months, even though it's a pain, that keeps you really safe. I don't know what you guys think.
Password manager as well, Kevin. You know, you can always use a password manager if you're changing them quite regularly.
Yeah, I use LastPass. It's a free one, or you can use the paid version on there. And it often nags me that I haven't changed the password on a site in a certain period of time, or I've used a duplicate password on a site, and it will tell me off for doing it. So it's always, if you're not very good at remembering those things, there are some good tools out there that will help you remember. And also all you've got to do with LastPass is remember your main password into it. Then you can have all sorts of random passwords going out, and you don't have to remember those. It's a really good tool. You use LastPass. There you go, Nicola. So you know exactly how to work it then. So that's brilliant. Okay, brilliant. So let's move on, as time is now moving on. There is one particular question that came in via the course challenge, and I think, David, we talked about this slightly beforehand, and I just want to go over it again, and I know Diane will be really happy that we're going to go over it. I wanted, if possible, you could just do us a quick walkthrough on video funnels and how they work, and I think that would be really useful.
Right. Yes. Diane asked a question about the video. So I've done an Ask Zenler on how to set up a video series funnel. Mm-hmm. Pretty much the video series funnel is the same for the lead as well. You've got loads of flexibilities. What you need to remember is you do work from a template, or that you can set it up from scratch. You have the ability. Don't think that you're stuck with a template that sets up a certain amount of day challenges, as it were. You can delete them out and you can add to them as well. And Diane was having problems. So if I show you a video series funnel here, here's a simple opt-in page. And then I've got a series of 3 videos that run through, with my third video, day 3, actually being the sign up for the form. And what she was saying was she'd like to put videos into one of the pages, maybe this page here, and she didn't want these ones here. And it's really easy to do. You can actually delete these pages out, and you can put the buttons in on any of the pages. So you can also, as well as deleting out, you can add a new step as well. So you've got this ability of being able to take content away, add content in. So if I just show you, if I just go into the edit step here for this first day video that's released, you can see I can put extra videos in there and I can delete the content out of it as well. So that's coming up, but there we go.
Yeah, you can also reorder the steps as well.
Absolutely, yes. So this part here, this has been set up by the template, but if I don't want this here, I can just delete it out. So I can just delete that out. I can also take this top one and I could do a clone of it down there, And then I could say, right, okay, I'm going to click in there and I'm going to go to my day 2. So I can click in here, grab the day 2 video, and bang, it's in there. So I've now set up basically 2 of my day steps into 1. So then I could go back into, once I've saved it, I could go back into here and I could delete this one out because I've already got the day 2. Now I could also put a button in here as well and delete this one out. So you get the idea. You're not stuck with it. You can move things around. As you know, I can drag this into a different place, as Rakesh was saying. So you can change the funnel order. Obviously, I'm not talking about automations here. You still need to go through to that next step and set up all your automations. So if you do delete stuff out, you need to make sure your automations are still on key with what you're trying to achieve, and always test your funnels as well. So hopefully that should help a few of you guys out. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on this during the course, but I have done that video for you on the video series funnels that should give you enough information to be able to sort of work with it and create some magical funnels. There we
Brilliant.
go.
Thanks, David. And I think the critical point here is that there's quite a bit of flexibility within Zenler and what we can do with these, as David's just shown. But when you do it, always before you set it live, test. You should have yourself set up as a student with a different email coming in, maybe even from a cloaked browser, an incognito browser in Chrome, and test everything before you put it out to the world, because then you know what's right and what's not right. And that's your backup. So even if you think you've got it right, sometimes you may have missed a step, or you may have missed changing an email, or you've not saved it when you thought you saved it. Things like that can all happen to everybody. So testing is really, really crucial. But look out for that. David's going to do an Ask Zenler on that. Rory has a question. So Rory, thank you so much for coming along live and asking your question. Are there any plans to do automatic closed captions? Also, I asked a question about autoplay earlier. It starts all the vids muted and people don't realize it.
Yeah, I think we have a video, I think, on the YouTube channel about adding closed captions, right, David? Closed captions?
Yeah, I'll post that.
Yeah, I think it shows you how you can automatically generate stuff. But we don't, at the moment, we don't have any plans right now to add automatic closed captions. Probably later. It all depends on the demand for it. And I think his question about autoplay is, when you have autoplay turned on, and when a student is taking the course, the sound does not automatically turn on. This is basically a browser limitation. There's nothing that we can do because we use Vimeo. And again, the browser is saying that, hey, I cannot turn the sound on, because it's basically a browser limitation, because earlier all the autoplay videos used to annoy people with suddenly playing with with the sound on and stuff like that. Yeah, I think the way around this, probably you can add a piece of text before the lesson saying that you need to turn the sound on, or have an overlay on the video for first couple of videos saying turn the sound on. That's what I think most of the instructors do right now.
Yeah, and we've done that in the challenge where we also play the videos, and we've done exactly as Rakesh says. We've just put one line of text above the video, and it's important to do it above, and just say, this is what you need to click to get the sound. And as far as I'm aware, the 300 people going through that challenge have all been able to hear it without anyone saying to me, I can't hear the video. So it obviously works. I've just turned autoplay off. Well, of course, Rory, that's the other option, is turn autoplay off, and then they can just hit play and the sound's there. So that's brilliant. Diane, really good to see you here. Thank you so much for coming along. Really helpful, David, to eliminate the earlier funnel pages so that I only have the final video funnel page.
That's Diane.
That way users have immediate access to them all. So helpful. I still have one additional question in the note I sent your way regarding offering a bonus at the end of that funnel. I look forward to resolving that one separately, as it's rather specific. So I think that's Diane's asking for how to add a bonus to the end of a funnel.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy. You can put whatever you like at the end of the funnel. You can link to a PDF. You could do a zip download. You can add anything to the end. I mean, it's just a page, so you
Yeah.
can put what in it whatever you like.
Yeah, I'm just going to drop a link for that. We have this video on it on the YouTube channel. I could add that.
Okay, brilliant. So remember, if you're watching this on the replay, #replay, please let us know where you're watching from. We do have a worldwide audience, so every week we are at a slightly different time on the Office Hours Live. So this week we're 5 p.m. GMT now. Next week will be 9 p.m. GMT. So we will get people throughout the course of the month at a time that's more convenient for them. So tutorials.newzenler.com, please go and sign up. That's where you'll find a lot of really great information, and you'll also be able to sign up for the next Launch Your Course challenge, which will be coming out in November. We've done the first round of this. You'll see on my background the 10-day challenge. It's not going to be called that anymore. It's going to be Launch Your First Course Challenge, and we're going to be going through getting you from never having put your first course out to getting your first course out using Zenler and how that works for you. So sign up for that. We've got 80 something people already lined up for that. And I've not even really mentioned it in the Facebook page or in the Facebook group. So get in for that. It's limited and it will be turned off at some point. So there'll be a countdown coming when that's ready. Also from me, we have coming up the breakthrough sessions. Now, I've been threatening you with these for a couple of weeks now, and now we're coming to fruition on these. So the first breakthrough session is going to be next week. Now, this is really limited. There's only going to be 20 people in each session, because the idea of this is to really get you to unlock the potential behind your courses. And I want to be there helping you as a group to really get those ideas flowing, get the inspiration moving, and getting your courses out there. So look out for the link to come and join that. I'm unsure how many will run a month. It may be one, it may be two, will depend on the success of the first one and how that works out. But we are limited it only to 20 people. Of course, as with the challenge, as with this, as with what David's doing on YouTube and what we're doing on tutorial.newzenler, this is all given to you by the Zenler team to help you be more successful in getting your courses out there and sold. And we're here to support you in doing that. So this isn't just here's a platform, get on with it. We're here to make you successful in what you're trying to achieve with your courses. So anything you need, do let us know. As far as I'm concerned, I think we're wrapped up for this week. If you guys have anything else, I don't know, have I missed anything? I feel like I've missed something this week.
Kevin, Donna's asking, where do they access the launch class? You're going to release it, aren't you? The URL?
Yeah, the link, I'll put the link in underneath. When I come off of this, I'll put the link for that, because I could sign up for it. Now, some of you have mentioned you've signed up and heard nothing from me. Well, that's brilliant, because you're not meant to have heard anything from me right now. It's not a marketing sign up. It's I was only ever going to tell you when we're actually going to go live with that particular one. So you're in the right place. I will give you the link for it. All you need to do is put your email in, sign up, and you'll be put on the wait list for it. Don't expect anything back this week, because once I set the date, that's the first time you'll get an email from that. And then the next one you'll get is, this is the date we go live and how you do that, because it will be set up as a course and you'll need to enroll for that. And of course, this is free. So look out for that. It's going to be in the next couple of weeks that we're going to do it, heading into November. I want it done and finished before the end of before Christmas time. So that's my goal for that. So, and that will be the last one for this year. Right. So if you guys have nothing else.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, just one more thing. Any issues, any support issues, support@zenler.com is the email, and it's not Facebook group that you should be posting a technical question. Yeah, support. If you support@zenler.com is the email that you should send email to. This is the way. This way we can track each of your requests and see what needs to be addressed first, and so on.
Okay. And by all means, you know, if you've got other things that you want within the Facebook group, or you're
Sure.
looking for opinions or other things like that, by all means, use the
No
group.
problem.
We're really happy for you to do it. We've got Wows Wednesday that comes out. So this is your opportunity every Wednesday to showcase how you're using the Zenler platform. And that's really fascinating to see the different ways all of you out there are using it. So use that thread to put on there your the links to what you're doing in Zenler, and that would be really brilliant. But for me, I've got nothing else. So we will look out for the event that I'll create for next week. We're back at 9 p.m. GMT for next Monday's Office Hours Live. And from me, all I've got to say is thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for supporting us as always. And I'll see you in the group.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.